Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my deconversion story, but also this isn't really a video about me trying to convince you to turn from religion or to turn from atheism or just any belief that you have. I'm just talking about my story, and I'm also talking about a friend of mine who actually converted to religion. So I wanted to bring that up too. But the whole point of this video is really just talking about change and accepting change more so, and not really about trying to get somebody's opinion changed, really. You know what I mean? So, it's fine, whatever anyone wants to believe. Everyone has their own opinions and thoughts, and that's completely fine. I'm not gonna talk about stuff like that. I'm just gonna talk about pretty much just change. But, anyways, so when I was a kid, I was religious. I was a Christian, and well, actually, I was actually Catholic when I was really really little, technically. But my mom actually, because my mom used to be Catholic, but she actually, I guess technically in her own way, she well, I guess it's not considered deconverting, but she moved away, which I know she had her own stuff going on with that with the family because they were kind of baffled by that. But yeah, she went to Christianity, and obviously me being her son, I obviously went to church with her and stuff. And honestly, as I got older, the churches and stuff honestly were more better to go to, in my opinion, as a kid at least. Because when I was little, I remember the churches. I'm not gonna lie. I thought church was kind of boring, and we had to dress very tidy when I was a kid. But then as I got older and I don't know, it's most likely the churches we were going to. But we started to go to churches where people just dressed more casually, and it was more I don't know. It just felt more like just a bunch of people casually coming together to just read the Bible or something. But I honestly started to probably around my early teens, maybe. I kind of had questions about stuff with religion that just I felt weren't really being answered. That's kind of why it was a slow transition. It's not like I really one day was I don't really believe in this anymore. It was very very slow, because it was my early teens that I would say it started, but I wouldn't say I fully converted till probably till I was 18 maybe, or 19, I would say. um and that's what's crazy, because I'll talk about my friend later, but it's kind of the reversal for him. He was atheist, and then he switched, and later in his teens. One thing that didn't sit well with me that my mom actually brought up to me, this was when I was in high school already, so it was kind of in my late teens. But I remember she came home and told me that the pastor had told her that it's if your kid isn't in church, or if your kid doesn't believe in God, then it's on you. It's your fault, the parents' fault. That never really sat right with me, because I get that they're just trying to get parents to spread the word and all that, but what didn't sit right with me with it is just that I just feel I can make my own conclusions about stuff, like just because truly I felt like my mom honestly did, you know I wouldn't say she forced me to you know do anything, but she was it was a I was in a pretty religious household, I would say. So I would really say it's not her fault. It's really just mine, and I think that it's also a lot of influential factors too. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't admit this, but I do think a lot of stuff influenced me, my friend group and stuff like that. Because I think if I was hanging around more people that were religious, I think I probably would have stayed religious. Who knows? But a lot of my friends were actually not religious, and that includes the one that converted. But at the time, obviously, he was not religious at all. And and I don't know, honestly, having friends that were like atheists, I guess it it kind of pushed me further into it, because I honestly grew up kind of thinking that like 90% of people were like religious in some way, or something. I don't know. Like, I just really thought that like atheism was very rare. The first time I ever remember hearing somebody actually say they were an atheist, like in real life, like that I can remember, because when I was a kid, I don't know, I just never heard anyone say they didn't like believe in God or something, or they didn't, go to a church or something. Like, I really just didn't remember that. But I do remember a kid, I think it was in eighth grade. I think I asked him like what church he goes to or something, and he told me like, oh, like I don't believe in God, like I'm atheist. And I was like, I think he actually said he was atheist. And I said, what is that? And he said like, I don't believe in God. And I'm not gonna lie, I remember being like not disgusted or anything. I've always been the person to not really judge, but I just remember kind of thinking like, that's a that's like people like that actually exist, like like I don't know, it was kind of like a weird like, I don't know, like I know it's stupid and kind of ignorant, especially for an eighth grader, but like I just really thought like, especially because that was also the same year I met my friend group, and they were all atheists as well. So I was just like, whoa, like it just was like baffling to me. I think that a lot of people, I'm sure I came across a lot of atheists like like before this, but they were closeted or something. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, man, like I never knew that it was actually that common, and it's surprising because I think it's a little more common now than like it has been like ever. I think, um, which is crazy because I keep hearing a lot that like a lot of people are also just like converting to religion. I really don't know. The media is weird, man. Sometimes I choose just not to even listen. But my friend, he he apparently, I asked him. He's 18 right now, but he told me that he converted when he was 16, which is kind of crazy to me because I honestly only really like, I kind of had clues that he had converted, but like I honestly only like confirmed it recently, the last few months, and it's especially confirmed because of like the stuff he posts on his social media and stuff. He posts a lot of religious stuff now, and that's what really nailed it down for me. And I was like, man, like I don't know, because I honestly thought he was, because he never really was posting religious stuff before until these last few months. I just, I kind of thought he was joking. He was the type to joke and stuff a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, he was like a very like edgy kind of kid, quote unquote. I don't know, like he'd say a lot of like jokes and stuff that were very offensive, And that's why it surprises me that he like converted. I really wonder why he converted, and I'm not asking that like, in a bad way. I just kind of want to know like, what did something, answer a question he had, did maybe he wants some sort of guidance in life. I don't really know, like if you guys have ever like converted to religion, like let me know why, I'd be curious to know. Um, but I don't know, man. It's just crazy, and the whole point of this video, man, that I want to get to is just, and I kind of made this point in my last video about like being in your 20s, but you really gotta expect things to change, man, and expect things to not stay the same. And I remember that's something a lot of people told me, especially back when I was in school, man, when I was like in high school and stuff. I really never expected stuff to change. I never expected myself to change. There's a lot of stuff that I view differently now, like so much more differently than I did just 5 years ago. And I don't know, man. It's actually kind of baffling to me. I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know. It's insane how life is, but you just got to really accept change, man. That's all I'm trying to get at. It maybe there's something you're set on right now that in 5 years, 10 years, like you'll feel completely different about, or something. That's just crazy how life works like that. I don't know. But thanks for hearing my ramble. I love you guys. Y'all have a good day, week, month, year, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.